Namaste and good morning to all. Unikriti has taken an initiative in reaching out to all who are bound to their domestic peripheries and not physically able to pursue their passion. One such initiative is Kritinar, a knowledge sharing platform. It is an outreaching live stream program that include activities that provide positive emotions, meaningful social interaction, and psychological stimulation which can bolster well-being throughout life.
The need to come up with Kritinar was the evident fact that the performing arts sector is encountering an unprecedented challenge for hosting events safely during this global pandemic, climate crisis, and recession. Fortunately, Unikriti acknowledged these calamities as an opportunity for artists to employ their creativity to develop new types of shared experiences.
Kriti is an educational theatre program, and the starting age group for our program is from ages 7 to 18. Our 1 year certificate program is divided into three levels: levels 1, 2, and 3. The core program will include the basics of theatre acting. Monologues will be prepared and performed in classes. Also, there will be interesting skits, impartment of knowledge of theatre, and acting will be given. So, brainstorming games, thought provoking questions, personality development activities, brainstorming activities, and much more. Our program focuses on honing the talent of each kid through an individualistic approach.
Now I would welcome Yashka, who is a theatre practitioner and who is mastered in children's theatre. He has worked with prominent institutions like Asmita Theatre and also worked under the guidance of noted names like Arvind Gaur and NSC alumni Ram Staff. For today's Kritinar session, Yashka would like to tell us about theatre in our lives. Rankriti's certificate program is also curated by Yashka. Over to you, Yashka.
So thank you so much, Sharon, for this warm welcome. And so from my side, I welcome you all children, everyone, to the parents, and to all individuals who is coming here from all walks of life. Thank you so much for joining us. And it makes this event even more special that Unikriti's founder and the man himself, Vivek sir's birthday is today. So yeah, it just makes this Kritinar more celebrating, where we all say our stories, So it's his story started this day, years back. So happy birthday, sir. And yeah, now I'll start my this Kritinar, which is about importance of theater in our lives. So before we start this, I want to share a small quote that I read just yesterday, and I'd like to share it with you. And it's by Oscar Wilde. So I'm just going to share that, and you can read it. So it is called, "I regard the theater as the greatest of all art forms, the most immediate way in which a human being can share with other the sense of what it is to be a human being." It is indeed where Oscar Wilde is putting forward the importance of theater, where he's saying that it's such a medium where this is the most beautiful medium where you can tell anyone the importance of being a human being. And that's what theater does. So today I'm going to talk about theater's importance in our lives and also in education. I know the audience out there is from all ages. We have students, we have parents, and more than that, we have individuals who come from different walks of life. And how can theater help from a student to a professional anyone who goes to office, 9 to 5 job, and to any student who currently is doing online classes and goes to school. So here we are, here we go with this beautiful session, and I hope you like it. So yesterday, I would like to share something with you that yesterday what happened was I was sitting with my mother, and I just asked her about, the wedding season is going on anyways. So I asked her, what exactly happened in your marriage, mama? And like how many people came in, and how did you all organized it? What was there in the food? And I was like so deeply asking all the questions. And she said, wait, hold on. And she said, you go and get a staircase for me. And I just went and got a ladder and something like that. And so she jumped onto that Almira up there, and she brought out this amazing magic box for me. Yes, I have it. I'll show you. Oh, here you go. Yes, this is a magic box, and she showed it to me. And once she opened it, I was like, is it a gift for my birthday, which is coming on 13th of January or something? But I think it was better than that. That I had. She showed me these pictures where I am being seen as a kid crying, and I've been shown with my mother here in this one of these pictures when I was a kid. And so many, it was a whole set of albums were there of me as a kid, and me and my mother and my father getting married and all. And it was such an experience for me. I believe that such human connect is very important. We are in the generation of iPhones, Wi-Fi, and we are all done with it. But I think it's better to go back to our roots. When I was watching this album, I was like, who is this person? Who is this Dadiji? Who is this Buaji? Where are they right now? And what are they doing? And I was so intrigued by this connect. I felt so emotional. The whole ride was very emotional. I was like, these many people in my family, and what are they doing right now? And where are they? How can I contact them? And I've been out in Delhi for so long, and I really don't know. So that connection is being provided by theater. When you work with your actors in a rehearsal, you connect with your co-actors, you connect with humans, you understand human emotions even better. So I think theater can sensitize you, and it's the best feeling. We're living in as I said, if we're living in a technical world, which is a bit less of emotions. We need to bring in more emotions so that we feel sensitized, so that we feel happy inside, out. So that was one. And while I was going through all this, many students asked me that, sir, how can theater help us in our focus, in building our focus? So I always say that when we rehearse in our theaters, plays, and all, always do many activities, For example, we do breathing activity, which is about breathing. Like once you take a breath and release it. Then for another 2 seconds, release it. And then like, for example, if for 10 seconds, you breathe in, such taking in and breathing out can really calm yourself inside. So before you go to bed, or before you study, before you go for a study table, you can do this activity so that you feel more calmer inside. Okay, you can just forget all you have thought before this, forget about everything, forget about all the chaos. Now focus on studying. Or before you sleep, you need to have a good, calm, sound sleep. So you need to forget the whole day and just sleep. So you can do that, right? Another activity that I always prefer, and we do it quite often in our theater, which really builds the energy in you, is the handshaking activity. So how do we do it? So what we do is we just start shaking our hands very softly before, and then we go on, get onto a rhythm, and we go on, and we just keep on rolling our hands like up and down, till we feel that all the molecules in our body are jumping inside and out. Do it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes at least, and feel that there is everything going up and down, up and down. You're forgetting everything and just getting down to a zero mind, which is called shunya in Hindi. And then you release it very calmly and you release it. And really, I just forgot everything. I mean, while I was doing it, it was absolute zero. I forgot even about the Kritinar. So this is how it happens. When you are so much filled with thoughts, and thoughts, you cannot jump to other thing which you're going to do. So you need to clear the thoughts first. It can be helpful to anyone from any walk of life. Even if you are a professional, you go to a job and something is stuck in your mind. Something has stuck in your mind. You want to get rid out of it. Get a corner and start doing this. Don't think people are even watching you, and release all your thoughts. It just releases everything and gives you the energy to fight, to survive this whole day. So you can do that. You can do that today itself. So whenever you get time, and whenever you feel like lazy and all, it's like, oh, it's nahi karna kuch bhi. So do this thing. It's really helpful. So it's one of the theater activities that we do. And also that theater, has one very important tool, and that is imagination. Imagination cuts you from this real world and opens door for this imaginary, visionary, real world. And that's so great. We all want break. We all need break. This brain needs break. Theater, through its reading sessions, reading activities, really, transfers you or transports you to a different world where you feel relaxed, blessed, happy. So you can always get down to the books. I'm reading Mind Your Mind these days. It's by Venugopala Acharya. It's an amazing book. And I'm also very much addicted to Hindi literature. So what I'm reading these days is a collection of stories by our Indian writer, Rajendra Singh Bedi Sahab. So I'm reading him. And when I read it, I even don't know where I'm sitting. I just really transports into a different world, and the feeling is really good. So you can read books according to your ages. If you are somebody who is below 15, there's a book called My Grandmother's Stories by Sudha Murthy. You can obviously get down to that. There's an autobiography of Barack Obama, the former president of US. You can that book. It's an amazing book. And according to ages, you can obviously get down to different materials and books where you can open your imagination. And the same thing we're going to do in theater also. We're going to read out something. I'm going to read out something. I'm going to tell you that close your eyes and read it and listen to me. And what you feel, what do you experience? That positivity, that inflection of thoughts, of new energy is very important. And that is provided by theater. So what I have, luckily, I have one such a paragraph. It's by Annie Dillard, and it's from her book, An American Dream. So I'm just going to read out that. I know people are on the that side of the screen, but if you could close your eyes and just keep your mind silent, and if you could close your eyes for a moment, I will request you all, and just listen to what I'm saying. Okay? I'm starting out. Now we sat in the dark dining room, hushed. The big snow outside, the big snow on the roof, silenced our words and the scrape of our forks and our chairs. The dog was gone. The world outside was dangerously cold, and the big snow held the houses down and the people in. Behind me, tall, chilled windows gave out onto the narrow front yard of the street. A motion must have caught my mother's eyes. She rose and moved to the windows, and father and I followed. There we saw the young girl, the transfigured, skating alone under the street. Under the street light, where the yellow light was covering her face and the coldness outside. Thank you for listening that. And I hope it might have opened, pictures, images in your mind. It's winter going on in India. So I can imagine when it's harsh winters, we all are hushed inside our house. Our father comes early from job. Mother cooks her food early. We all settle down for dinners. It's freezing cold. We have our socks, jackets, and we feel like quickly go under the quilt and just sleep. It's dark. It's cold. So yeah, I mean, it's heavy. It's heavy. It's really so much intriguing, and it really catches your interest, your mind. And it's so powerful. Imagination is so powerful. And for kids, I think imagining is the best way they can really achieve their dreams as well. It's really important to imagine and look beyond the usual aspect of life, right? You need to think out of the box. And for that, really need to imagine and believe in your imagination. And theater really gives you that platform to imagine yourself into extraordinary situations and fighting them all, isn't it? So yeah, so moving on, it's really engaging. You can always, theater can help you right now as well, even during this whole period of pandemic and all, when we all are at homes. I mean, people are moving out now, obviously, but when kids are at home on the weekends, you can, family can do a get together and play some theater games, really interesting theater games. Yes, I tell you what you can play first is role reversal. What happens in it, that you tell your parents to reverse the roles with you. So what happens is, you tell your parents that from now, from next 2 hours, for next 2 hours, 1 or 2 hours, you're going to play us, kids. And we kids going to play or act out as parents. So what happens is, parents can, open the fridge anytime like kids, and open the wafers of the chocolate and all, and can throw it anywhere like kids do. And sit back and play some games on phone and all like kids do. And kids can tell the parents and that, what are you doing? How can you do this? Don't you have studies to do? What are you lying on the sofa? You have to become a doctor, an engineer. What are you doing like this? So you can always yell out at your parents. It's a great activity. It's going to be really fun. It's really engaging, and it really opens your mind to think a lot of situations. So you can play it out with your family during this time. It's an amazing theater game called Role Reversal, where you reverse the roles. And when you can play all these games, you can also play other games which are very interesting. What's happening to my voice? Okay. Oh, that reminds me of another theater activity. Yes, that's the changing of the tone and your voice. So what happens in that is, you can write down a line in any copy and just share it with your family, which everyone is sitting in a circle. And everyone has to say that same line, but in a different voice altogether. Okay, so everyone want to try a different voice. They can mimic somebody also. They can mimic anyone in the family or they know, and say it the way he or she says it. So it's going to be really fun. You can do it. It's really relaxing, and takes your mind out of the world and all. So really, it's really healthy. So such games you can play when you are at home, when you are inside house, and family can sit together, and theater can help you to bring you all closer through these games and activities. Okay. What else you can do is, you can always make coffee, isn't it? We have a lot of shows on television, right? A lot of chat shows. So why can't you make your own chat show? You can. What you need to do is just a cup of tea or coffee you can make for yourself and for the guest that you are inviting on your talk show. And I hope that lockdown might have taught you at least how to make a tea. That's very easy. Boil the water, put some chai patti, add some milk and ginger, and it is served. In case you don't have tea or coffee, you can also have these warm water and all. So no, there's no issue on that. Okay. So what happens? What's the main aim of this activity is to bring the family together and to have a chit chat. You can invite your grandma or your grandpapa or anybody on the other seat, and you can sit on this side. You will put a camera there so that it records all the conversation, right? Like a chat show. Okay. So you can ask your grandma or grandpa about their childhood. How was their childhood? How things have changed from their times to this time, how technology have really intervened, how what was the means of transport in their villages or the cities they come from, and now it has changed so drastically, so many cars and transports on the streets these days. So just can ask about the innocence of that time. You can talk about the politics that time. Who was the prime minister? What kind of rule was that? And you can find so many aspects. Like we were doing this activity with Samakriti program, and I did this activity with one of the kids, and he was sitting with his grandmother and doing this chit chat on tea, or and he asked her grandmother about her childhood, and he got to know about partition. And he was literally almost, he was on the verge of crying and a meltdown because he never knew about this. And through this activity he got to know that her grandmother had a quite a had a history and had a story which she wanted to tell her grandson maybe. And through this theater activity, that that boy got to know about their roots and his lineage, and such an important story of her grandmother's life and their family's life. So these such stories, mark my words, you can get it from your grandpa and grandma. So take some time out, do this activity today itself or this weekend, upcoming weekend. You can do it at home, I believe, right? Promise you that you will do it. Okay, it's going to give you a lot of happiness and a lot of trivia about their childhood. It's very important. Trivia, facts. It's important for theater as well. We as actors are not just about doing or saying dialogues. We need to know the world, the world we are living in. So in theater, we do a lot of brainstorming activities. We do a lot of quizzes. Yes, we talk about world affairs in theater. Can you imagine when theater comes in our mind, we think only, okay, one person is saying a dialogue, one person has sword, and people are fighting or making a scene. No, no, no. We discuss a lot about world issues as well. Yes, in theater, we have a program, we have an activity called Interesting Panel Discussions, where I, as a teacher, put forward an issue which concerns our society, and students have a discussion over it. We can also debate, but only in a healthy way. So we take national issues according to the ages, obviously. So it really reflects another personality of the child where he is putting forward his ideas. Because what we do is in school system, which we have in India, education system we have in India, what happens is we have textbooks. So the history book is saying, read this is final. Science book is saying, read this is final. You need to read this, you need to learn this. Where is the scope for child to say something? Where he can use his mind, put this motor in action. It is theater, where he's given the platform, he's the speaker, he's the director, he's the producer. He speaks his mind. And that's what we do in these activities called panel discussions. We have GK quizzes. We have some brainstorming exercise activities, which really activates your mind. So theater is about a lot of issues. It's a very bigger aspect than what we think theater is all about. It's about human connect. It's about knowing yourself, building your personality. We have improvisations where there are no scripts, nothing. Student is given a situation, two actors are given a situation, and they have to act it out just based on instincts and immediate responding and listening. So it improves your listening abilities, that when you listen and you respond. So there are so many things which are interlinked and which we do in this theater world, and it's so great that Unikriti, with its program, 1 year certificate program, Rankriti, is bringing you an amazing theater certificate course. And I will just pause myself here and would really like you to think, to enjoy, and to really experience the activities that I shared with you today. And we'll be doing these Kritinars, a couple of Kritinars in the future as well. So let your family, let your friends know, and we'll be meeting in another Kritinar. Hope to see you there. It's me, Yashwardhan sir, signing off. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yash, sir, for that inspiring talk. We learned a lot from it, and it has been a very exciting journey to listen to you telling us all your experiences and teaching us all these new things. We would love to put all of them to practice.
Thank you so much for being there, and I hope this new journey starts a new chapter in our lives, all our lives, in lives of Unikriti and all. So yeah, so if you have any questions, Sharon, Neil, you can ask anything regarding the Rankriti and all.
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Yeah,
Neil, can
okay,
I
we'll
go
start.
first?
Yes, of course, you can
Yeah.
go first.
Okay. Yash sir, as you remember, I was part of the summer program with you, and we learned a lot, and there were so many different experiences we shared, and theater was a platform for me where I could convey my thoughts and feelings, and I learned a lot, and it opened my mind to so many different ideas, and it helped me think broader. So, do you think that same thing could inspire and help others to, express their thoughts and views as well as it helped me? Or do you think it's a completely personalized experience and not everybody will be able to share it?
No, I think it can help everyone. I think because when we approach theater, it's not a personalized experience. It's a general thing. Theater tools and techniques and activities applies for everyone. So I'm happy first of all to hear that it really helped you in so many ways, and definitely the same way it can help other kids as well, because at the end of the day, uh, we are in the same age. The people of the kids of the same age, same emotions. We all have same issues going on in our life, living in the same society. So things are common between us, so the impact of theater is also common. It's always great, as you felt, right? You got your answer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
Shah.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So yeah, Neil, you have something to say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I feel that theater has helped me mature a lot, and I've learned so much through theater. But do you think in any way that it could help me in like studies?
Yes, in a lot of ways, actually. I mean, I think when you study, you need to be focused, right? And in theater, as we also in Samakriti also, we did a lot of meditation, and we did some of handshaking exercises, and those breathing exercises we did. It's always help you in focusing on things. So whenever you study in a study table, you need to focus on what you're studying, and these activities that we perform in theater can really help you in getting your studies on track. I think in a lot of way, I think. So yeah, it can help you surely.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Yash sir.
Okay.
Say thank you first.
Okay. Thank you, Yash sir, for your precious time.
Thank you so much, Yash sir. This was a phenomenal session, and you could help us, and we could connect again really well. And I hope everybody who was with us could also connect. Thank you so much for your valuable time, and we hope to see you really, really soon. And to all of you watching us, we hope to see you very soon on our next session, and we'd love to hear your stories as well. Thank you.